Top two reasons why I feel like most people never follow through on learning guitar. And I think this is one that really needs to be talked about because most of the time I see people online, especially teachers, they talk about technique, they talk about consistency, they talk about having practice routines and schedules and good teachers, but they don't talk about these two most important things that I think every guitar student needs to have in order to really kill it at learning guitar, becoming better at guitar, and being a generally good musician. So here we go. The two things that separate the wolves from the sheep. Number one, commitment, and number two, passion. Now, I know it sounds corny, but from my perspective, your relationship with music and guitar especially is just like a relationship in a lot of ways. There are going to be highs and there are going to be lows, but if you have those two things, commitment and passion, you're going to go a long way. Now, the reason why I bring these things up, which I don't think are mentioned hardly ever in the guitar teaching sphere, generally on TikTok or pretty much anywhere, is because I've had lots of students who come in and initially they're really excited. They're in that honeymoon phase of their relationship with music. And they come to me and they say, hey, I really want to learn guitar. And so we begin learning and they start to realize that, hey, this is actually pretty tough. After learning the first couple of chords, if they succeed, then sometimes they'll continue. But a lot of them, somewhere along the line, whether it's chords, whether it's scales, whether it's bar chords, whether it's some form of music theory, they hit a bump. And once they hit that bump, they don't want to progress any further. The honeymoon phase is over. They've realized the hardships, and that sometimes, just like everything in life, there are ups and downs. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. For many people, guitar is just a hobby. It's something that you can do for fun. But from my perspective, if you're very serious about being a musician, if you're serious about wanting to learn guitar and wanting to actually be a good guitar player, not just a half-assed guitar player, the difference between those two people are those two things, commitment and passion. Now, you might ask me, Caleb, how do you get this commitment and passion that you're talking about? Where does this commitment come from? Where does this passion come from? How can I really build a strong relationship with this thing? Just like commitment and passion in a relationship, it takes a little bit of work. It's not going to be something that you're going to have that honeymoon phase and it's just going to be love forever. Just like in a marriage or any relationship, you have to go on dates. You have to keep things exciting. So just in the same way that you would go on a date with someone that you really want to build a strong relationship with, you're going to go on a date with this guitar, essentially. And not just with this guitar, but with music itself, with the idea of music itself. And this is something that I really think that is important for you guys to wrap your head around. You have to learn to love music. And it doesn't really matter what kind of music it is. It doesn't matter what genre it is. It doesn't matter if it's simple things or hard things. It doesn't have to be metal. It doesn't have to be anything. All that really matters is that you like it and that it draws you in, okay? And you can keep coming back to it. So think of it this way. Every time that you ignite that passion with each of these little stints into music, whether it's learning a song or you learn about an artist and you decide, I want to play like that artist, I want to play that song. Every time that you spark that, you're going to keep that relationship with your guitar running so that it can continue into the future. Another thing I think is really important is probably having some pretty well-defined goals. So decide what it is that you want to do with guitar and commit to reaching that goal. Commit to deciding, this is what I want to do, whether that's just playing chords, which again is fine. I know I talked about it earlier, but if it's just playing chords and playing songs by the campfire with your friends, that's a perfectly reasonable and great goal to have. And I think that you should pursue it with all your heart and soul. But make it so that when you're at that campfire and you're playing those songs, you can remember them, you know all the words to the songs, and your rhythm is good and your timing is good, and all of these things. Keeping all that kind of stuff in mind is going to really help you to keep going, keeping that goal in mind of who it is that you want to be. And the thing is, as you level up in guitar, maybe that goal changes. Maybe initially you want to be a campfire guitar player. You want to play with some friends, or you want to play as a part of a little sing-along band, not for anything really special. But as that relationship with music continues to progress and gets progressively deeper and deeper, just like a relationship. Here we go again with the relationship stuff. What am I, a guitar teacher or a relationship guru? I don't know. But basically just the same way as it would with just as it keeps getting deeper with each consecutive day, and as you keep sparking that interest, like I said before, by introducing yourself to some new music, by looking at songs that you want to learn and committing to actually learning them, deciding that you're going to learn them, you're going to keep that consistency going, and that will keep you going through whatever you have to do. It doesn't really matter at that point what technique you're learning or using. It doesn't matter what lesson plan you have. It doesn't matter what kind of teacher you have or whether you teach yourself. That's perfectly fine too. You're going to keep going because you're committed and you're passionate about what you're actually doing. So please, for all of you guitar players who are just learning and who are struggling to keep going, I know it can be tough, but think about what you love the most about music. Think about what you love the most. Like, what is the experience that you want to get out of this? Don't give up. Don't be like all of those people out there who buy a guitar and shelve it. And if you are one of those people, I challenge you to pick that guitar back up, put it in your hands, and rediscover music for yourself again. Rediscover that love, even if it's just for fun, if it's because you want to write songs, if it's because you want to be like Ed Sheeran or Taylor Swift or whoever it is. Reignite that passion that's deep inside here. You know that it's there because ultimately you never would have bought a guitar in the first place if it wasn't. And I know that some of you have that guitar sitting on the shelf. I know I'm talking to you people right now. Those of you who have that guitar on the shelf, I challenge you right now, pick that guitar up right now. And I want you to just play one song that you love playing on it, or at least attempt to play a song that you love playing on it, or something that you would love playing on it. I promise you that if you do that, you're going to reignite your passion with guitar, and that as you keep listening to music and learning about music, your hunger is going to stay, you're going to keep going, you're going to keep growing. And for those of you who, have guitars on that back shelf, you're going to pick it back up and you're going to go back to learning. And for those of you who are still learning, you are going to continue, you're going to conquer, and you're going to win, and it's going to be super amazing. And I am so looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Please let me know what you thought about my tips. If you guys want to learn anything about guitar, I have a free newsletter, an email newsletter. Just check my link in my bio. I also offer guitar lessons online through Zoom. And if you guys are passionate about guitar and you're ready to learn, you want to start and you want to grow yourself into something really beautiful, grow your relationship with music into something really beautiful, go ahead and hit that link and I will see you there. See you next time. Bye-bye.